Let's talk about common scams that you should know if you are a buyer or reseller of trading cards on eBay, or I guess any platform for that matter, because the scams are pretty universal. Some are easier to get away with than others, and some are just, like I said, universal. So the first scam, obviously, is someone taking your money and not sending a card. You're going to run into that more on like Facebook and that kind of stuff, or forums. Any marketplace that I've ever used has verification in for at least shipment of the card. Now, we'll get into other things about that in a minute, but if you're buying off of Facebook and someone asks you to pay with like Zelle, for example, Zelle is not refundable. Don't pay with Zelle. Always use PayPal goods and services. That way, at least you have some kind of defense against them just saying, "Oh, see ya." You don't want to do that. The second thing, then I guess, okay, well, they did send it, but what if the card is not as described? Again, using PayPal goods and services is going to protect you against that. But if you're buying it on eBay, for example, you're going to have to return the item. There are a lot of like kind of bureaucratic steps that new buyers and even some old buyers just don't know how to do. You are protected on eBay. You're going to have to report these things, open a return, send it back to the person, all this stuff. In some rare cases, you might actually have to open up a criminal complaint. If it's over, I think, $500, you have to open a complaint with sometimes, I don't know if it's every time, but I've seen people do this, where they just, like, someone sends them a card that they say is, a $10,000 card or a $5,000 card. Scratch that. So eBay now does verification guarantee. But let's say it's $400, where it's beneath the limit for automatic verification guarantees, which means they send it to a third party who verifies the card is real and then mails it to you. If it's under that threshold, you still in some cases might have to file a police report, so be aware of that. Here's a way that scammy sellers get around that verification guarantee. If you sell a lot of cards, it could be 2 cards, and one of them is a Michael Jordan rookie, and one of them is a Michael Jordan, $5 card. Those 2 cards, you still wouldn't, because it's a lot of cards, that still doesn't have to be verified. So they could auction it off, and then you end up paying $10,000, and you don't have that same verification guarantee. You have other guarantees, but it just opens up more possibilities you can be scammed with, obviously, because you're not getting that third-party verification. So be really, really wary of a lot of cards where, like, one of the cards is worth a bunch of money, and it's like too good to be true, because chances are, if it's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Now let's talk about, as a seller, some of the scams that I've seen. The most common scam is just the switcheroo, right? You send someone a card and they replace it with a card in worse condition, or sometimes even a totally different card, and then send it back to you. Now, again, there's the verification guarantees on expensive cards that keep that from happening, but let's say it's an $80 card. A lot of you are not going to want to be out $80 because somebody sends back, a Caleb Williams rookie with a ding on the side. Okay, so here's what you do. You report the buyer, you tell eBay, I got a different card back, and it's kind of a coin flip from there. Like, this is a scam that a lot of buyers actually do get away with. Now, personally, I've always been able to, win the appeal from eBay, and then they refund me the money that I had to then refund the buyer. But you're out of money for like 2 weeks. It's inconvenient. You don't have a guarantee you're going to get your cash back. And it's just the kind of thing that you need to be aware of. If there are any red flags for someone being a scammy buyer, then it's worth considering canceling. Those are the main scams that I can think of. If you have more scams you've heard buyers or sellers run into, then feel free to put it in the comments. I don't really do much live stream selling on Whatnot or any of that kind of stuff, or buying for that matter. So I know there's a whole bunch of scams on there that I'm not really privy to, but hopefully in the comments we can get a discussion going and ultimately help everyone who takes this stuff seriously.